Yeah, I guess you gotta start with how Rowan got here. Well, I mean,
We're having a baby.
I said Mackenzie Norris.
She's getting pooped on, I'll tell you that right now. This is us recording and remembering Rowan's birth story in the first month or so of his life. Welcome to our podcast vlog. What is this thing that we're doing?
Our letter to Rowan.
Our letter to Rowan.
A Rowan recap.
Rowan recap. Episode 1.
Yep.
Episode 1 of 1, probably. Where do we want to start? Just with the birth story? I was at work. It was probably
Crying.
3 in the afternoon. Mackenzie texts me and is like freaking out. I'm nervous. Like, please come home. So I'm like, oh shoot, is this happening? And then I call you and I'm like, so what's going on? And you're like on the verge of tears. You're like breaking down. You're like, I need you to get here quick. And I'm like, oh shoot.
Yeah, because I called my midwife office and they said, first they're like, explain the symptoms, and I told them, and they're like, okay, I would probably get seen at triage. So I was like, what is happening?
I'm like booking it home. I'm like, dang, if this is actually happening, we are not ready. I'm like, I need you to start loading up the car. Like, soon as I get there, I like just peel in. I park right on the road, just like hanging like halfway on the grass, halfway in the road, run inside, grab the Mazda, and loaded up everything. And I'm like, all right, this is it. So we turn right back around, head right back to where I was.
Yeah, but we're
in
not
Matthews.
knowing, like, this doesn't line up with labor. We're like, let's bring the bags just in case. We're not sure what we're going into.
I 100% thought that it was gonna be like, yeah, that was just like, nothing.
And then we get sent back home.
Sent back home. So we get there and they get us into a room.
Into triage, yeah.
Into triage, and our midwife was there.
It was my midwife, Tina.
Tina, yeah.
I love her.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Which honestly already made me feel so much better. Like, okay, Tina's here. She's gonna check. She's got this.
We were hoping that she would be there for, that would just line up. But it was great that she at least was able to see us. But yeah, she, I think they checked how dilated you were, and like you were maybe...
Yeah, I wasn't dilated yet,
No.
but I was effaced. And then she checked for what I went in for.
Like, did
It was
a little
like
swab thing.
And everything was normal. But then she was like, have you had anything else that was weird today? And she was at first like, okay, everything that you, like what I came in for turned out to be like, everything was fine. You're just going to go into the labor the next couple of days. Like, we're going to go home.
Yeah.
And then she checked me and I was effaced. And she was like, okay, well, maybe you should just take a walk around the hospital. And while I was walking, she also took a little swab test to see if I had like amniotic fluid leaking or anything like that. So then...
Well, also, you hadn't had any contractions.
That I knew of.
And then they like put the little monitors on you and they're like, oh, did you feel that? And you're like, well, Phil, you're like, yeah, that was a contraction. And you're like, oh,
yeah, I had no idea I've been having contractions.
Like, okay, I guess I've been having those for a while.
Yeah. And
so,
then,
they're like, we'll have you walk around for 2 hours and then, we'll send you back home if
if
check
nothing's
you and
changed.
nothing's
Yeah.
changed. So I'm like, I'm hungry. Let me go get some Chick-fil-A for us. So I run, get Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, because we haven't eaten. It just came out of nowhere. So you went to get Chick-fil-A. I still had 2 hours to walk. So we were like,
walking around.
Yeah.
I get back with the Chick-fil-A. I don't see you anywhere. I just go back to our little room and I'm like, hey, I like set up all the Chick-fil-A for us. I'm like, hey,
and triage.
where you at?
Not like our room was triage that you're talking about at this point.
Yes, just a little temporary, and I call you and I'm like, hey, or I text you nothing. I call you and I'm like, hey, I have the Chick-fil-A, walk back around over here whenever you get a chance. You're like, we're having a baby. I'm like, what do you mean we're having a baby? Like right this second we're having a baby? So I'm like kind of freaking out. I hear the nurses laughing in the background. I'm like, is it happening right now? Where are you? So you like give me the room number. I run over there. Like, okay, we're just like getting ready for everything. Like we have a room. It turns out that was your water that broke in the night.
I'll say my point of view on that. So like while you were just in the dark on all of this, while you went to Chick-fil-A, I was taking my little laps around the hospital, and then my midwife came out and found me on my lap, and she was like, okay, so that was like I don't know if it was amniotic fluid leaking or if like my water broke. And she was like, I think it was amniotic fluid. And she was like, well, it looks like you're having your baby tonight, so we're gonna take you from triage and check you in, get you admitted into your room, blah, blah, blah. And so like that whole process was so crazy for me, and I didn't have time to check my phone because she was literally taking me and the nurses were taking me to my room, and I had to get all my things from triage, go to our room. While I was in there, they're asking me all these questions, kind of getting me like, I don't know if it's like registered in their system for like what my plan is for birth and just my name and like all this stuff. So like while you're calling, I'm like, I can't answer this right now because I'm trying to get this finished with the nurses, and then I'll text him. And I was like, also, he's gonna find where I am regardless. I finally was like, okay, sorry, hold on, I have to call my husband and let him know real quick. And then we were just giggling because we just had no clue what was happening. And then you came in with Chick-fil-A. And they were like, okay, now that you're like checked in or whatever, just keep walking, because they checked me and I was dilated after that. And they were like, just do like another hour. And so I was like, okay. So then I walked again. This time I had my Chick-fil-A fries on my little lap, and then you were getting all the stuff to bring into our room.
Yeah. And like that was kind of scary for you. I remember when we walked around the second time, you were like, I need you to walk with me.
Yeah, and I guess you're never prepared for it, but I just remember it was more of like walking alone after just being told you're having your baby was just like, I need someone walking this floor with me. Such a weird thing too. It was kind of nice to just be walking alone for a little bit, because it was like me and Rowan, and I'm just walking and I'm like, he's about to be in this world. And it was like the last time I was walking the floor with him and just like knowing he's in there. And at the same time, I'm hearing baby scream when I'm passing the doors. And I was like,
just haunting
oh my
screams.
gosh, like this is, our whole world's about to change. And I just kept hearing screaming. And then the nurses just walking up and down the hallways was freaking me out. And then seeing the lady with her water broke like was freaking me out. And I was getting to this place of like, I need peace right now. And I just kept like, I remember being like, God, please surround me with peace. Like I can't do this. But there was no backing out of it. But I was like, oh no. I was like, how do I do this?
Gotta lock in, make it happen.
And so I just needed a distraction. I was like, I need you to walk with me, because I'm just like fixated in this white hallway with just all these drawers. And something about just being in a hospital room kind of freaked me out too, because I've never been in one. So it was just all of that.
And then your mom came, or she was like, should I come now? Like, let me know when. And you were kind of like, oh, like take your time, no rush. And then it was like, actually, this could happen sooner than later. You were dilating pretty quick.
Yeah, I just didn't know, because I felt.
So like, actually, yeah.
I thought you were supposed to be in like, I don't want to take away from other people's experiences, but, or like not sensitive to it. But for me, it was like, I didn't really feel like I was really in labor yet. So I was like, nah, you don't have to come to the hospital yet. And then after she got there is when the contractions really started ramping up.
Yeah.
So
everyone's story is so different. And you have plan A, plan B. It's like, I wasn't sure if we would, like how the whole thing would go, if we would end up, having to shift expectations and, do something that we weren't ready for. But all the nurses were so supportive. Yeah, we did the epidural.
So we did the epidural, and then after that, we were going back and forth on the Pitocin, but we were like, well, we don't want to go 24 hours. We don't know when the amniotic fluid was leaking, and we don't want to go 24 hours over that. So we ended up doing the Pitocin just to get things moving, and I did the Pitocin before the epidural, which was a mistake. After the Pitocin, it literally took like maybe an hour.
Well, you were kind of pushing it off. They were like, you can do the epidural whenever. And we're like, well, I'm feeling pretty good. And then like 5 minutes later, it was like, oh, wow, this is...
Yeah, I had one where I was like, I never want to feel that again. It's time to get the epidural.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I don't know why I was competing with myself, but I did want to feel it. Like, part of me was like, I am curious. Yeah, and even like with the epidural, you can still feel stuff. Like, it wasn't like it was completely taken away. Like, I feel like everyone's like, don't do the epidural because you won't be able to feel it naturally. And maybe for some people it's true, but I still felt stuff the whole time. Like, I knew when to push. I knew when I was contracting. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it was taking away from the experience. I think for me, it helped me be more present in it. Yeah, the birth was amazing. And then we pushed, and after an hour and a half, he was here. Like, I know births can go differently for everyone, but for me, it was something that I was pleasantly delighted in. And that was kind of my prayer. And that was what one of my friends kind of spoke over me, was like, I know you're super nervous for this, but I think when you come out of it, you're going to be like, wow, like, that was actually better than I thought it was. And
Yeah.
it was like, I was talking to, like, I was having full
Yeah, all the
conversations.
nurses are like, you're smiling, you look happy as can be. I was surprised at how like intimate it was, because it was
Yeah.
just you, me on your right side, your mom on your left side, and then the midwife there at your feet.
So you had my leg, and then my mom had my legs, and it was really nice to like push off of your legs during it. I mean, of my legs on your arms during it.
Yeah.
It like helped me. But I just remember your voice kind of changed, where you were like, before you were just being so sweet and you're like, good job, you got this. And then you're like, come on, babe, you got it, come on. It's like, I know he's so right there.
Yeah.
Which made me lock in more too, because I was like, okay, like, we're right there.
It was just like a blessing that it, I don't know, didn't end up being too scary for us or anything.
So now we talked about his birth. I want to go over some of our favorite things from the last month with him.
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing that I can think of that just makes me laugh still is the first night we came home with him. We came home, and honestly, we had no idea what we were doing. I think we thought it was going to be so much easier than it was, because we came home and we were like, didn't think about dinner, didn't think about anything else. Thank God our friend Jess came through. And
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, yeah. Shout out for that is one thing that I have been so thankful for, is the community of people that have gotten us groceries, gotten us a DoorDash gift card, gotten, whatever, for those like first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Pulling up, dropping some random gifts off for you. not like
postpartum stuff.
Postpartum stuff.
The girls have
feel
really
like
been pulling through.
I just didn't have any I'm like,
I didn't either.
I didn't know all parents went through this.
Yeah.
Like, I look at all parents different
And
now.
it's not something we're supposed to like know, but I do feel bad for like all my friends that have gone through this, and I haven't shown up like that, but also like we didn't know.
Yeah.
And now we know better.
But
so,
it's, yeah, definitely one of those things I'm like, they didn't do anything to earn the like friends that, like, they've just been so beyond good to us.
yeah. So I am so grateful for our community. But yeah, that first night, Jess, I guess, texted my sister, because I didn't even know
Yeah.
she was coming until later. Like, she was on her way. But she texted my sister and was kind of like, when are they coming home? Like, I want to get food for them. So she brought us food. And I'm so glad she did that, because we were going through it when we got there. And so, yeah.
We were so
And then what's
tired.
even funnier is when we were going to go eat, we literally bring the bassinet out to this table, sit him down, and we were eating. Like, he was fine because he was so newborn that he was just like completely asleep.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just cracks me up that we think that we could still live the same kind of lives beforehand with him. Like,
I'll just set him there and then we'll keep doing our
we'll
thing.
just be able to eat a meal for an hour.
Yeah, right. That was a wake-up call.
And
I think you got, like, in the hospital, I think you got 45 minutes of sleep.
Yes,
We
I
get
did.
home the next day, you still haven't slept at all. Out of those, like, first 3 days, you might have gotten, like, 3 hours. I think I might have gotten, 6 or something.
Yeah, I got 45 minutes that
Oh.
night in the hospital.
And then we didn't know, like, okay, like, he was kind of crying. He, obviously wasn't in, like, a routine. And so he was, like, crying all night. And I'm like,
No, that's what I was going to say. And then my next thing that I remember is, so we ate our food, blah, blah. We're like, okay, well, we can't eat for an hour, but like we ate really fast and now we have Rowan. And then it was like time for bed. And the way we were so naive on bedtime, like we were just like, all right, time to go to sleep. And just,
we just put him in the bassinet. Like, all right, I guess I'll see you in the morning. Yeah, right.
and so we like literally lay down. Maybe like 20 minutes later.
Like, okay, he's crying.
We're
okay.
like, we're asleep. 20
Yeah,
minutes
like-
later, he just starts crying and we're like,
Okay, amazing.
not
Like,
morning.
no clue what any of his cries mean. Maybe he needs some food. You gonna feed him? Like, okay, now he's down. Now we're really gonna go
Now
to sleep.
he's actually gonna sleep.
20 minutes later, again, we're like, okay, I'm kind of losing my mind a little bit. I've gotten no sleep, and now is my chance to get some sleep.
You literally said, you're like, okay, we're gonna have to just rotate. Remember, we would rotate on
Yeah.
the bed. So like,
We were
I
like,
would be
we
by
need
the
to take
bassinet,
shifts. Yeah.
and then I would like,
Because I was like, you have gotten no sleep. I need to relieve you to like
yeah.
actually.
So then we would switch sides in our bed. So then you were next to the bassinet, and
Yeah.
I would try to sleep.
Which we were each getting like maybe 30 minutes, and then it was just like, okay, this isn't
And then we
working.
woke up and we're like
It's like we need to do
zombies.
shifts.
Well, and then the next morning we had to bring him to his pediatrician appointment, and
Oh.
so we had no sleep.
We were so beat. I forgot about that. Yeah, the next day, I'm like, man, we are freaking adults now because we're making hospital appointments for him. So we get to the freaking hospital.
They
I'm
said,
running on absolute
Name? I
fumes.
said Mackenzie Norris.
Like, not your name. We don't care about you. His name. Baby's name. Oh, Rowan. Birthday yesterday. Okay. And then that's when we got hooked on Jersey Mike's.
Yeah,
He's got a Jersey Mike's at the tub.
because it's right next to
There's
his
one right.
doctor.
That was like our go-to for like all that first month. We probably went 10 times.
Yeah.
To-
Little things about him from the first month about actual like Rowan. So Rowan, our little sweetie boy Rowan that's waking up right now. What do you think of the first month when you think of Rowie? I remember him always doing was the hands and his eyeballs.
Oh, yeah.
Like he literally would put
he
his
didn't
hand
have
right
any
into
motor
his
control. And his
eyeball.
hands would just be like,
Yeah.
and then he would like try and grab anything, even his
And
own
his-
freaking
So he would be eating and just
eyelids.
his little scrunchiness and how his legs are always in and he's always just like asleep. What was your favorite moment with Rowan?
I think my favorite was just sleeping with him.
Yeah.
Like him just in my arm. Just
Doing
would,
skin to skin.
yeah, when
That's
we were in the
when- yeah.
hospital.
Well,
And I
even
just
like,
kind of put him to the side and he just
Yeah.
was sleeping on me. I was like, dang, this is amazing. And he was so I never held a baby ever in my life. And I was like, I don't even know how to. I still don't know how to hold I just tried holding the 6-month-old the other day. And I'm like, how did these work?
how does these work?
But he was just so tiny, and because he was 6 pounds 10 ounces, 6'10", and yeah, just kind of like he was so small, and just kind of like held him in my arm, like kind of on his side to kind of like, I don't know, take the weight off of like
Yeah.
his body, and he just slept on my shoulder, and that was like so cozy. Here he is.
Okay, when did you first feel like, wow, we're parents? Was it that first night?
No, I honestly felt it probably more when we were going to the hospital or going to our like first
Pediatrician
appointment. Something about that was just like, all right, we're responsible for this little guy. That I feel like that's when it was more like,
Yeah.
we are adults, parents now.
We're adult parents.
I still feel like a little kid, but
I feel like for me, it was still when I was walking the hallway of,
that's when it.
yeah,
Yeah.
of labor and
know
delivery
that.
and just walking and being like, we're about to have this kid
Yeah.
and everything's about to change.
I feel like it's been like very progressive for me. Like every day it feels more and more, because I feel like you kind of had you had him in your body for 9 months.
Yeah.
And
It
I'm
still
just
feels
like,
so weird to me though. Like
I'd
I
seen
feel like
a
it's
photo.
separate, but it's not. Like it's still
Yeah.
him. But
Yeah, true.
and part of me doesn't even remember pregnancy now, which is weird.
Yeah, that was a flash, honestly. That was a whole year, but it didn't feel like that necessarily.
No. And now I'm like, I don't really remember what it was.
You feel so inadequate as a parent. Actually, we should talk about that. Because I feel like that's the part that I was not prepared for, was the complete incompetence you feel of he's crying and you can't figure out why, and then it's just like, do I just suck? Like, and you're just so exhausted that you can't like really get ahead.
Yeah, but that newborn stage was like we
That's
weren't.
for every 2 hours, wake him up even if he's
It
asleep.
wasn't even every 2 hours. It was like he was cluster feeding, and so like
That's what it was.
yeah, it wasn't even every 2 hours. It
And
was
then
like
he'd feed for like an hour, and you're like, okay, I need you to hurry up, and because our clock's counting down.
yeah, I'm
Like
like
2
by the
hours
time
is
I'm
now
done
30
breastfeeding,
minutes.
I'm breastfeeding
Right.
you again in 30 minutes.
Got you down for 30 minutes. I'm about to wake you up in about 15, get you another bottle. But then we locked back in, and
Yeah, I feel like we're honestly in so much of a better rhythm now until he like
Yeah.
changes to a different
I know, as soon
stage.
as we get the good rhythm, and then he's, yeah, no, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, he had his first little smile.
And it seemed like
was
he
last
kind
week.
of recognized me.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a smile like when he's drinking milk kind of smile. It was like he looked and makes eye contact and did a little smile, and it was so cute.
Yeah,
And he's been making more cooing sounds and ah. And
yeah. Oh, yeah. He loves the fan.
Just
Doesn't matter
laying
if
him
he's, we want him to sleep or we're trying to feed him, and he'll like, trying to look at the fan
Yeah.
on the side of the eye.
I will literally, if I have to go to the bathroom and I'm like, if I know during this time he's going to start crying if I go to the bathroom, I will literally hit the fan and then
Spin
run
that
to the
fan.
bathroom and try to come back before the fan stops spinning.
Yeah, just hit the.
I'll come back and he's still just, his hands are like this. Just, I love his hands too. I don't want to forget about that. He always does this with
Little
his hands.
scrunchy hand. We were at the hospital. Oh my gosh, we like, it was we won't even go into his jaundice stuff, but we went to the emergency room, and we needed to put a new diaper on. And then it was
He
the
was 4 days
thermometer,
old. He
4
was
days old. Pulled that out and immediately squirting diarrhea out. And I jumped back. I'm like kind of holding. I jumped back.
You jump back from
And the
your own
nurse is
son.
like, "It's okay, it's okay."
And the
He
nurse
grabs
is
it.
taking over to do his diaper because
I'm
you
like,
said,
I was like, whoa, I'm out. I can't.
You literally
I got my limits.
jumped back
I ain't
with
getting
your
pooped
hands.
on. I'll tell you that right now. I was like,
And you gave it to the nurse.
I'm like, yeah, you got it from here a bit.
No, they were definitely like, wow, these are new parents.
Yeah.
Like, he felt bad. Like,
They
you
are
could tell.
green. Like, yeah,
He
this
was
is day
so
4.
kind.
Thank you.
He's so cute. I think I just loved his snuggles and being by the Christmas tree with him.
So fun. We timed that perfectly
Yeah.
with work, because I ended up being able to have. I only had a week of paternity leave, and then I took a week of PTO. But with Christmas and New Year's and everything, it worked out. But I basically was a month out of office.
Yeah.
A month, which I'm like, I don't know how in the world people go back to work even in 6 weeks. Like a mom going back in 6 weeks is insane.
Yeah. What milestone felt the biggest emotionally?
I feel like the milestone of him getting back above his birth weight, because we were pretty nervous about that with his jaundice and everything.
Yeah.
'Cause he dropped down to 6 pounds, and if he had gotten any more, it would have been like probably a little bit more serious or whatever.
Yeah.
But he got back up to
Yeah.
7 something.
Yeah, I think for me it was him growing out of his like preemie and
Yeah.
newborn clothes because
They were so big on him. We had to
Yeah,
get
they were-
preemie
like, we would-
clothes because his newborn clothes
yeah,
were.
and then after a week he just grew out of them all. But like we were rolling up even the preemie stuff, and then all of a sudden he outgrew everything, and I know he's gonna grow, and I'm glad he's growing. But also it's just so I don't know when you're like this is
Yeah.
my baby that was in my belly, and how did like you're getting big so fast, and I think it's just realizing how fast the time is going, and putting it with postpartum has been hard of like the guilt of like have I been present enough while I'm also recovering and healing and postpartum. So like am I emotionally here right now, or am I disassociating, or I don't know. And then to just see him growing out of his clothes and it's being like, whoa, where did the time go, and was I here for most of it?
Yeah.
So what's one thing you're proud of me for as a parent?
Like how just this like maternal side of you that I feel like is just like, I don't even know, just like blossomed. That you just like have that instinct and that intuition to know, okay, this is what he needs. This is what he's saying. I think this is what, we need to do. This is the schedule that we need to keep. And yeah, I feel like that's been like so cool to just watch your like motherly instincts and intuition kick in, and just watching you like love him and take care of him and keep him alive and connect with him. It's just been like really, really special to watch. Yeah. What about me?
I'm most proud of you. I think for like, well, before you went back to work when you were on paternity leave, I think during that time it was more of like I was really recovering, and like even just doing something like sitting on the couch hurt for me.
Yeah.
And so like I literally had to carry a donut around. And so like just walking or anything was just not it.
Yeah.
And so you were just helping me in that way and him. And I feel like you were really taking the weight of doing everything for him. Like his diaper, I don't know, helping him go to sleep, helping wake him up, and then also helping me with what I need, like getting me food and just helping me with the recovery process. And so I don't know, I just like really watched you kind of change through that and like step into just knowing what to do, and it's not gonna, like you're tired and you're exhausted, and obviously you needed love too and help and support too, but it was just kind of like you knew like, okay, right now I just got to show up for both of them, and that's what you did.
Yeah.
Even like the laundry and dishes and like just stuff that like you wouldn't normally do, you just kind of took all of it on and did it. But I would say after paternity leave, I'm most proud of just how you're providing for us, and then you get home and you just turn on dad mode too. And I know that's exhausting. So yeah, I think just watching you just, I don't know, show up as like a provider and a dad for the family has been really cool.
Yeah.
And then when he looks back at this, like what's one thing you want him to know about the first month?
That he's the cutest little baby, and he used to cuddle with me all the time.
I'm gonna cry.
What did you tell him?
I just like hope he feels so much love that we've given him.
Yeah. I know, we like, you do so much for him, and like he has no idea, but I hope they like feels it deep down, just like.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.